Hello everyone, welcome to Skincare with Hiram. If you don't know who I am, my name is Hiram and I'm passionate about teaching you how to perfect your skincare routine. So make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you can see my videos every single week. So I don't know if God is mad at me or something, but I am breaking out right here, right here, right here, right here, and I got a little bit of dark spot underneath my eye. Just in the past week. Universe, what the fuck, bro? Is this karma? Did I do something bad? Oh, it could have been that bag of gummies I ate the other day. You know, maybe consequences aren't always a good thing. I hate that my body forces me to be healthy. This video is requested by you guys. Thank you so much to everyone who requested this video topic, and I thought it was a great idea because in this video, I'm going to be creating an entire skincare routine that fulfills everything you need for under $50. It's possible. I know people don't want you to think that's possible, and I know that salesperson at the department store says it's not possible, but bitch, we like to achieve the impossible here. Here's the thing, as I've created more content on YouTube surrounding skincare, I've really challenged myself to make sure my recommendations are accessible as possible, because I don't think it's right that people shouldn't have access to skincare based off of how much money they make. Like, that's seriously messed up. Everyone should have access to skincare, and my mind goes back to when I first started my skincare routine back in college, and girl, I had no money. Like, I'm serious. I was taking ramen noodle packets, splitting it in half, and having one for breakfast and having the other for dinner. I was thriving. Definitely miss those days. And even though I never learned about skincare when I was a teenager, regrettably, I know. Damn, those were dark days. My family didn't have a lot of money, and I certainly didn't have any spending money to be able to purchase skincare products anything more than $50. And even though I'm thankfully I always want to make sure I'm challenging myself to always think about how I can make my recommendations as affordable as possible so that no one is excluded. Because I know a lot of you guys who are watching may be teenagers, maybe you don't have a job, maybe you're just not in a position to spend a lot of money. Whatever your circumstances may be, I have a message for you, bitch. You deserve to have skincare just as much as everyone else. And on my channel, I previously made videos about skincare products that you can find for under $10 and videos talking about affordable brands, but I realized I have yet to make a video that is an entire affordable skincare routine with the basics that you need for a really affordable price point. And $50, it's a little bit of a challenge because starting a skincare routine from scratch is an investment. And I think back to those days and I realized that there were no resources available telling me how I could get the most affordable skincare routine possible. Skincare social media has thankfully blossomed over the past year. It's been a beautiful sight, but it will still be difficult to find really affordable recommendations. And I would get so annoyed at all the blog articles that would say 10 affordable skincare products that you need in your life. And then I go to the list and the products are like $40 each. I don't know what affordable means to you people, but we do not have the same definition. Get a new dictionary, read up. And I'll be honest, being in this position with this being my job, I am lucky to be able to have resources available to me that I didn't have in the past, but that should not distract me from making content that's important and accessible to you guys. So thank you to everyone who asked me to make this video. Let's just get into this shit. So when we look at a good skincare routine, you do not need a ton of products. There is absolutely no need to list to people who say you need 10, 15, 20 products. We're going to talk what's absolutely necessary in a skincare routine, but still going to be effective for taking care of your skin and preventing long-term damage. You only need 4 steps. The first, cleansing, to extract the dirt from deep within your pores. 2, exfoliation, to demolish the absolute fuck out of the dead skin cells on your face. 3, moisturizing, because we are dry up in this bitch. And 4, sunscreen, because cancer. Despite what a lot of people tell you, these are the only 4 steps that are necessary in a skincare routine. I mean, technically I call exfoliation treatment because there's multiple types of treatments you can do, but we'll get into that later. By the way, if you want to know all the details and deep dive into each of these steps, you can go watch my Skincare 101 series. It's linked in the description box below. I go over all the basics, how to apply these products, my recommendations, etc. You'll find it all there. So, first step, cleansing. It's really easy to find a good, affordable cleanser, but there are 2 different ways that you can go about this. First, just using a good basic cleanser. Now, you're going to want to choose a cleanser based on your skin type, and there really aren't like a crazy huge selection of cleansers that I would recommend that are super affordable, just because I'm super picky. But one of the classics that I recommend are the CeraVe cleansers. I know some people may be watching this saying, Hiram, I already saw your CeraVe recommendations. The CeraVe hydrating cleanser didn't work for me. CeraVe hydrating cleanser is great and affordable if you do have dry skin, but not everyone has dry skin, and personally for me, I don't like using that cleanser, even though I like the formula. And maybe you didn't know this, but CeraVe has multiple cleansers that you can try out, all of which are ranged at the same price point. You can find a good size, and besides the CeraVe hydrating cleanser, there's multiple options. I would recommend the CeraVe foaming cleanser if you have more normal skin, and the CeraVe salicylic acid cleanser if you have more oily skin. If CeraVe hydrating cleanser didn't work for you, I recommend checking out the CeraVe foaming cleanser. That's actually my personal favorite. That one is actually much better for people who have combination to oily skin, and sometimes even even normal skin. And by the way, if you don't know how to find your skin type, go watch my Skincare 101 series. I have a whole video dedicated to figuring out what yours is. But one of the great things about these cleansers is that they do come in a mini size. So if you can't put forward the $10 for this cleanser initially, you can buy the mini sizes for $4. It's a really great price point if you're feeling a little overwhelmed at the beginning when purchasing this entire skincare routine. And one of the only brands I know that has really affordable mini sizes. I love CeraVe products because they're simple, non-irritating, but still have good ingredients that are going to serve to help your moisture barrier and make sure your skin is healthy. The second route is to use a treatment cleanser. Now, a treatment cleanser is a cleanser that has good cleansing agents and is able to properly cleanse the skin, but also has some exfoliating ingredients to get rid of the dead skin cells on the face so that you don't have acne and breakouts, blocked pores, all that mess. Two that I recommend is the Inkey List Salicylic Acid Cleanser, which is my personal favorite salicylic acid cleanser. It is a smaller size than the CeraVe one, but it's a good bang for your buck, and so many people have amazing results, and it's one of my favorite brands, which you'll see coming up more so in this list. Or the CeraVe Renewing Salicylic Acid Cleanser, which, similar to the other CeraVe cleansers, is good and basic, but does have a little bit of salicylic acid. It's not as strong as the Inkey List, but still good enough to have your skin covered. Now, the reason I bring up treatment cleansers is because sometimes you may not be able to afford both a cleanser and a treatment like an exfoliant. That may be a little bit too much for you. And while I do recommend having two different products for both functions so that you're maximizing the benefits, if you are kind of wanting a 2-in-1 experience, I recommend either of these two cleansers so that you can save a little bit of money. Hopefully that helps, but if possible, I would recommend getting the second step, which is your treatment step. Now, I don't believe that you can have a good skincare routine without a good treatment. Treatments are great for getting rid of issues in the skin and preventing long-term damage. You've probably struggled with it, or maybe you're struggling with it right now, like I am. Breakouts, acne, dark spots, fine lines, aging, sensitivity, irritation. There are so many different issues that you can have in your skin. But one of the most common ones, and usually the reason people start into a skincare routine, is because you're breaking out. Now, there's two different types of treatments I recommend for your skin, and you can actually afford both for under $50. First is a good exfoliant. You need to be exfoliating your skin to make sure you're getting all the dead skin cells off and that your skin is glowy, the pores aren't clogged, but also to make sure that you're preventing against long-term damage, brightening dark spots, and taking care of your skin in the long run. Exfoliation helps a lot. There are two I recommend, and no, neither of them are scrubs. So if you're looking for scrubs, go to a hospital girl. Oh, by the way, as I get into all these products, all of them will be listed in the description box below. If you do want to support me, I would really appreciate if you use those links because I do make a small commission, but as always, no pressure. I just make those lists to help you guys, so I'd really appreciate it, but no pressure whatsoever. If you're wanting some good, strong exfoliation power, I recommend the Inkey List Glycolic Acid Toner. This one is formulated with glycolic acid, which is great for really getting all the dead skin cells off the face. Sometimes it can be a little bit strong, like every once in a while my skin is pretty sensitive to glycolic acid, so I do have to be a little bit careful. But this is a great treatment that you can use 3 times a week to really exfoliate properly. I think glycolic acid is a great ingredient and works for so many different skin concerns, but also if you are someone who's struggling with acne, breakouts, I do recommend the Inkey List Beta Hydroxy Acid Serum. Now you may be like, wait, what? Beta hydroxy acid is BHA, which is also salicylic acid. So it's the same thing like I was talking about in the cleansers before. Salicylic acid is able to go deep into your pore, push out all the dead skin cells to make sure your pores aren't clogged, which is one of the big contributors to acne. So salicylic acid is a best friend to anyone who does have breakouts. Salicylic acid also does work if you have a little bit more sensitive skin, so if glycolic acid is a little bit too much, this one works better. Both of these products are $11 and do last a good amount of time, so you're taken care of. Make sure you use either of these at night because that's when they're going to be most effective, so that you're getting the best results. For a good affordable retinol, I recommend the Ordinary 0.5% retinol in squalane. This is an awesome product because not only is it pretty strong, like you will definitely see good results, it's also formulated with squalane, an amazing moisturizing oil that makes sure your skin's moisture barrier is really sealed so you don't lose any water through your skin and see increased dryness. Now, the reason I think retinol is good to have in your skincare routine is because having a good balance of exfoliation and retinol is really a powerhouse duo. I used to really struggle with lines in my forehead and around my eyes, and using this duo is the biggest thing that helped me to get rid of those lines. Now, when you use retinol, as you're starting out, use it no more than 1 time per week at night. Work your way up because retinol can easily sensitize your skin and make it freak out a little bit. So start by using it once a week and then slowly incorporate it more with a max of 3 times per week. Ideally, your nighttime skincare routine order should be one night using an exfoliant, the other night using a retinol, and the other night taking a break just using your moisturizer. And I personally would recommend retinol to anyone who's struggling with pretty severe skin concerns, but if you are someone who doesn't necessarily have any big skin issues, but is more so just wanting to start taking care of your skin, I recommend using a treatment niacinamide. It's my favorite ingredient because it works for every skin type and it has so many benefits. It reduces redness and sensitivity, it gets gets rid of hyperpigmentation and dark spots within the skin. It works great alongside other ingredients. It's an awesome antioxidant. It reduces oil and sebum production within the skin, which means you're going to get less oily and greasy over time. And it's well tolerated by even sensitive skin. One that I've recently been liking is the Good Molecules Niacinamide Serum. Good Molecules is an awesome brand. And I know you may be shocked I'm not recommending the ordinary niacinamide serum. The formula is so similar. The price point is exactly the same, $6. And I recommend using this in the daytime, but you can also use it at nighttime. I like to incorporate it into both my daytime and nighttime routine. Totally up to you. So now that we have those out of the way, we come to the third step, moisturizing. A moisturizer is a staple in a skincare routine, and it's important that you get a good one, but by no means do you need a fancy moisturizer. Like, honestly, there are so many good moisturizers out there that are super affordable. The most affordable I found, but still with really good formulas, are, surprise, the CeraVe moisturizers. Either the CeraVe moisturizing cream or the CeraVe moisturizing lotion. The awesome thing about these ones is that, like the cleansers, you can actually find them in mini sizes for $5. And when I say mini size, it's actually not mini size. Like, their mini sizes will be the size of normal products that you find in Sephora. So they'll actually last you a long time. The moisturizers that are $15 are like fucking massive, huge products that last forever. So even just getting the small sizes will last you a good amount of time. The reason I like these is because they're basic, simple, but good. They do their job. They have niacinamide and ceramides, which are great for moisturizing the skin. And the awesome thing is that you really don't need anything more than a basic moisturizer because you already have an awesome treatment phase of your skincare routine to make sure you're getting your bases covered. That's why I'm excited about sharing this routine with you guys, because while it is very affordable and very simple, it makes sure you're hitting everything you need in a skincare routine to make sure your skin's healthy and preventing damage. And then finally, the most important part of the skincare routine, sunscreen. You absolutely, and let me repeat this because I know a lot of you guys will tune this out, pretend like you don't hear me. If you don't have a sunscreen in your skincare routine is not going to work. Let me explain. You know those treatment products I talked about that get rid of breakouts and acne? While they're amazing, they make your skin more sensitive to the sun. And if you aren't using a sunscreen to protect yourself, your skin is going to become more damaged by using those products. So if you use those treatment products without using a sunscreen, you're actually just increasing the rate that you're aging, you're making your breakouts worse, your acne will cause more damage, and you're just hurting your skin. So you need to wear a sunscreen. That is most important. And I'll be 100% honest, it is a little bit difficult to find a good affordable sunscreen. The majority of them that are very cheap on the market are just not good. And if there is one part of your skincare routine where you should really splurge, it's your sunscreen. You should always make sure that you have a good relationship with your sunscreen. And if you are going to spend more money on something, please make it your sunscreen. Wow, I'm saying sunscreen so much. Oof. And after looking through all of the affordable sunscreens that I've recommended and used, the one that I can confidently say I would recommend for the majority of people is the Sunbum Mineral Tinted Sunscreen SPF 30. The reason I recommend this one is because first, you can pretty much find Sunbum everywhere. They're really easy to find, so the product is easy to pick up at the store if needed. It's a mineral-based sunscreen, which means it's better for sensitive skin and just a formula I support. It feels amazing on the skin because it almost feels like a makeup primer. It has this nice smoothing effect, which is amazing because it means that every part of your face will be properly protected. Of course, being that it is a mineral sunscreen, that doesn't mean that every single person out there can use it. There will be some skin tones that are lighter and some skin tones that are darker that won't be able to use this sunscreen, but I'm trying my best, y'all, to find one sunscreen that'll work for as many people as possible, and this is the one that instantly came to mind. If you do want another sunscreen instead of this one, there are other options out there, but I don't know if I would recommend them. It doesn't feel heavy and doesn't leave your skin greasy, and you gotta make sure you apply the sunscreen every day. And as you start into this routine, feel free to start by using a sunscreen and then slowly working in the other products into your routine. It can be really intimidating to start all at once with so many products, so just start out by using the sunscreen and see where it goes from there. And if my calculations are correct, a full routine with these recommendations should range from $44 to $50. We did it, y'all! Woo! I told you it was possible. $50 is really not that bad. And if that does seem a little bit overwhelming to you, feel free to slowly introduce these products one at a time. As much as obviously I would love for you to have all these products at once, if you really can't afford it, try by purchasing one product and then working your way up from there. But I hope this can be helpful. If there are any teenagers watching where your parents can't afford this, show this clip right here to your parents. Hi, mom and dad. How are you? How's life? How's the kids? Your child is starting to take their health seriously by investing into their skin. And they would love for a little bit of help getting started on a skincare routine. And don't worry, it's not expensive. For a full skincare routine, you can set them up for under $50. So if you can, please help them out and keep being a good parent. You rock. Anyway, I hope this video was helpful to anyone who did need this at this time. And of course, as much as I believe that skincare is important, the most important thing is that you're being financially responsible. So do whatever you feel is best and smartest for you. Like I said before, all the products are listed down in the description box below if you do want to support me. And if you guys do have any more ideas for videos like this, please let me know in the comment section down below. I had so much fun making this. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel and to the notification bell so that you can see my videos every single week. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Mwah.